And so in this third part of the video, we're going to answer question number 3, and we're going to go over the fingerings for the natural minor scales. So to do the fingerings for the natural minor scales, we're talking about just the white keys for now. And to make it easier, I've divided them up into the standard fingerings that you would use, and these would be the standard fingerings for the scales of C natural minor, D natural minor, E, G, and A natural minor. And then when you get to scales B and F for natural minor, the fingerings would be slightly different, and that's similar to how you would do the major scales. So let's start off with the natural minor scales that have the standard fingering. So to review, the right hand would do basically for one octave, it would be a group of 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then same with the left hand, it would be all 5 fingers, and then 3, 2, 1. So that's the standard fingering for these white key scales that are in red here. So let's review kind of how to find the notes for C natural minor. So looking back at like video number 2, we could either do using the key signature as a guide and then remembering what the major key is, the relative major, and then use that as our notes, or we can flat the scale degrees of a major scale or its parallel major equivalent. So let's try trying to find C natural minor, the notes, but then we'll use using the key signature as a guide, but we have to count up to help us. So what that means again is, say we want to find C natural minor, we can start with a C, and if we're trying to remember what's the major key that's associated with it, or the relative major, you count up 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3. We're landing on E, E flat. So E flat major is the relative minor to C, C minor. So with the E flat major key signature, using our circle of fifths, remember it's 3 flats. And then to double check if our E flat major, if that key signature has 3 flats, then our relative minor, C minor, would also have 3 flats. And then just using those notes with the 3 flats, we start on C, and then we just make sure as we're playing, we play all the notes in order, just making sure we have an E flat, A flat, and B flat. Right? So again, that's one way. So fingering, like I said before, for the right hand would be 1, 2, 3, and then thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So it looks like this going up and down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Right, and then for the left hand, same idea. We have all 5 fingers, and then 3 goes over, 3, 2, 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Right, so I'll just write that down on this chart here to remind you. So for these white key natural minor scales, fingering standard, so we have 1 octave, we have 1, 2, 3, and then thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. And then for the left hand, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 goes over, and it's 3, 2, 1. So see that there? Right hand, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's do that for another example. Let's do, to try to find D natural minor. So again, we're trying to think about what's the key signature that would be related to it. So when we do the half steps going up or going down, just remember, if we're starting on a note and going up, 1, 2, 3, it's almost as if like we're going from the inner circle going out to figure out what the major key is. But then if we do it the opposite way and come down 3 half steps, so if I did this on F and go down 1, 2, 3, that's the relative minor. So this is the major F, and then coming down 1, 2, 3, that gives us our relative minor. And then to play the natural minor scale, we're going to use that same key signature that was in the major. So just like we're trying to find D natural minor, the relative minor to F major is D, D minor, D natural minor, and then it only has one flat. So we play all the notes with a B flat. Right? So again, for D natural minor, the fingering is the same standard 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the left hand, as you can see there. So doing D natural minor, we're doing 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back down. And then left hand, just like we did before, all 5 fingers and then 3 over. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now just to go over the slightly different scales. So in this case for B and F, remember one hand does the standard fingering, one hand does standard fingering, and then the other hand is slightly different. So let's take B for example. So basically with B, we would start with finger 4 in the left hand, and then for the right hand, it would be standard fingering. So let's do a B natural minor, and then even using your circle of fifths as a guide. So what is the relative major for B? So we know what key signature is related to it. Look around, look around. So we have B is the relative minor to D major, and that means we have 2 sharps in that key. So basically for the natural minor, we're going to start on B and then use just a C sharp and an F sharp, right? So like I said before, one hand uses standard, the other uses something different. So for B, the right hand uses standard fingering. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So going up and down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And then the left hand, it's slightly different because we start on 4. So the fingering is going to be all 4 fingers, 4, and then 4 again, 4. Right? So we have 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? So let me write that on the chart for you. And I'll circle the one that's slightly different. So in this case, it's the left hand that's different. So we have, for the right hand is standard, so we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the left hand is different, so we have 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. So see that there? Right hand is standard fingering, looks the same, right? But then left hand has 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then 4, 3, 2, 1. And then, if you could guess, for F, it's actually going to be the opposite. So for F, the right hand's going to have the slightly different fingering. It'll be in all 4s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the left hand's going to be standard. So let's see what that looks like. So let's take again let's take this way to find a natural minor scale. So if we take the major scale of F, we take the major scale and then we lower the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th, that gives us our natural minor scale. So using another technique, so regular scale fingering for F major would be F, A, B flat, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So this is the major scale. All the white notes except for B flat. Now, if we lowered the 3rd, so now we have this note, and then B flat's in the major key, so we keep that. So lower the 3rd, 4, 5. Now 6 would be a D in the major, but we're lowering it, so it would be this. D flat, and then lower the 7th. We normally have an E, but now we have E flat, and then we have F. So it sounds like this. Right? So fingering again is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And I lowered the 3rd, I lowered the 6th, lowered the 7th, and that's how I got that sound. And then to double check, so what was that relative minor key? So we're playing the F relative minor. F relative minor is related to A major, A flat major. And then how many flats does A flat major have? It has 4 flats. So when we played it, we had A flat, B flat, and then D flat, E flat. Right? So that is F relative minor, or natural minor, I should say. And then for the left hand, it's standard fingering. So taking it down here, we have all 5 fingers, right? And then 3, 2, 1. So right, so I'll write it in for you. And that is, again, the different fingering is actually going to be in the right hand this time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the left hand is standard with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So right there, in key of F natural minor, right hand is different, left hand is standard, and then in the key of, or the scale of, B natural minor, we have right hand is standard fingering, and left hand is different, starting on 4. So this concludes the 3-part videos on natural minor scales, and comment below or let me know if you have any questions about it. Thank you.